All right, let's try that again. Let's see if we can get it to work. So first key to success, don't unplug your computer on accident. Second, I haven't figured out yet. But here we go. So what I was talking about earlier before computer got unplugged is that we are going to be doing our contracts. We're going to go for some runs. And we got in a guild here so that we can get some gear going pretty quick. And what we want to do is we're going to go with Scorpion because highest DPS output, especially if we do like a pure DPS build for PvE, because this is not going to go to PvP at all. This character is simply for just building lucent as fast as possible. And here on contracts, you're going to see I just pick up unless I get, some of the bags that come through, I'm just going to be picking up rare parchment as much as possible just to help me get everything built as fast as possible when it comes to skills. So let's go out and let's see what quests we got. Meat trans. Right now we're bow and staff, but we're going to end up cutting that out. I think it's fun for PvP, especially if you're doing backline stuff, but I just really don't see it paying off as much in a short boss fight, right? I think in long boss fights, it could be pretty good, but definitely not for short fights, especially if we're doing peace events. We all know those things are going to go down really quick, so we need to get a good rotation, get it set up, and get our build going ASAP, so then we'll be able to nuke down bosses pretty quick along with everybody else. And as long as we get a couple percent in there as far as total damage, then that's going to give us a good chance to be able to pick up some of those boss drops, right? Then that's going to go straight. That's going to end up going straight to our lucent bank. We're going to put that on the auction house. Now, another thing I'm thinking about as well is how long do I want to run this specifically on this server? So on this server, I went with a non-start server. My main account is on an early release server. So I'm thinking maybe we'll try it out, make sure that it actually works well, that we're getting some good sales through here, and that we're getting drops to come. And then possibly moving to the server that my main is on, where things sell for dramatically much more. So, I mean, in some cases, like almost double. And they may give us a chance to buy some things up here as well, take it with us, and then maybe even make some more profit that way. But what I want to do is for going into tier 2, and after that, I want to have as much as possible. I know I'm a little late to the game, but I think it's going to go pretty well. I like to think about it as like my Poe characters, right? Like if you're going to start at Poe, you typically have your start character, right? That's the one that's going to be able to kind of beat its way through everything, make the most out of it. You get to learn a lot about it during that time frame. And then that all gets pumped into your main character, right? Maybe you have an expensive class that's too hard to pre-farm, or early farm's too hard for it. Then this is going to be an example of that, an easy way to get some extra spending dough. One thing I definitely don't like is how slow Poe is, though. It feels slow to me. Especially when you hit the wrong buttons. But what I could probably do is do most of this stuff not live, and we can start doing some co-ops. And oh, that's right, I can't because I have to do this because remember now my gear score's too low. Yay! But probably the fastest way to get that going is to probably go do guild events or contracts. But we'll need so many of them. Oh, I'm not used to being this low level. Things die faster. Oh, taking forever. Idiot PvPers. Now in the game? Kill, kill, kill. Oh, slowly kill, kill, kill. For instant respawns that bother you and annoy you. Because I'm really curious to see what consistency we can get around drops off of bosses. Oh, world bosses. And then you'll get to watch me stumble through learning crossbow. But hey, if this is too slow, obviously we'll be getting closer and closer to that build. But my goal is here to get on and be able to stream consistency. I don't know. I would say probably the island is my favorite. I would say out of my builds so far, I really haven't got to mess with too many of them, but I would say that definitely Sword and Dagger, Great Sword and Dagger is like my favorite. But there's so many Great Sword and Daggers everywhere. And it's going to end up just being a bunch of frontline fighting frontline, so. But with this, we're really specifically going for what has the highest capability in DPS, because we learned with that announcement that loot is based on participation, which is DPS. And so the more DPS that I can squeeze out, the better. And also you'll see, if you haven't got to play this before, world bosses, specifically peace bosses, go quick. I mean, you're talking like sometimes maybe like 30 seconds, 20 seconds for some of them. So what's the highest amount of rotation that you can get out? Should be a little bit better now that they've added more portals, so you don't have so many people in each individual boss fight. But you definitely want to pump out as much as possible. Because you can imagine if you can get 5% DPS on there, which would be insane, then you're almost guaranteed a piece of loot. And since it's off the boss, the world boss, it's going to be something that you can auction and sell. And now we get into big lucent. But we're also going to get into a lot of the other ways to make lucent really quickly. Some of it's slow and boring, but it all makes lucent. So basically, I have one that makes lucent and one that eats lucent. Which will be my tank, will be the lucent eater, since we pretty much now know that tanks can't get loot on their own, pretty much, I guess. Oh. Oh, I need to reskill some of this crap. But I don't want to, because I want to just get the crossbow and dagger. Uh-oh, it's turned into a lot of stuff. Don't die! See this, and I'll get out of y'all's way. Okay, goodbye. I'll go kill pigs somewhere else. Don't kill me. But we just got into a guild a minute ago, and I specifically picked out a guild. Oh, was it? Oh no! Oh no, mobs. I just specifically got into a guild that is really small, I don't think they're really building up too much for PvP. They might. I'll help them out, you know. I'm not going to just sit here and be a dick and not help out with anything. But really, we're just here to build that lucent pool. Because getting 1,000 lucent is not difficult. But the thing is usually when you want lucent, you're like, well, I'll get 6,000. And that's $100. And then you get done with that. You get that lucent, and if you've bought lucent before, you know that $6,000 or $100 worth of lucent will last you about maybe 10 minutes. Because you're like, oh, I gotta get this, gotta get that, and then it just disappears. So the goal is stacking up lots of lucent, getting lots of the things that we need, and then being able to maximize this character for PvP or PvE grind, and then maximize our PvP character. And if you get it done right, instead of running around in circles, you know, well, why did I even come here? What am I doing? Instead of running around in circles, you just jump on your other character, run around, go try to grab a couple world bosses. And so if you haven't played the game before, looking at world bosses, you just kind of go to your map right here, right? So right now, this is the ongoing events that are going on. We'll want to do more events in the future, but we can see our next bit of bosses that are coming through. We got Junbote. We've got, these are conflict bosses, and then we've got Talus. Talus would be a really good one because the staff sells pretty good, usually for about 6K or so. On this server, I think it's literally like 3K, so pretty low. And then the other thing we're going to work on is, yes, getting our emotes, so then we can, I don't have that, do I? Nope, I don't. So that we can more easily get loot drops. Let's go from up here. And what I recommend doing is as soon as you get level 50, you're going to want to come into your guild. You're going to want to go to guild contracts, and you're going to see what's available, right? So we can see they're almost done with the variants for Wildkins. Requiem of Light has to be one that's specific, and then Sanctuary raids. So we're going to focus on this one right here, Defeat Wildkin, right? We can see the highest amount in there is 24%, so we can get some fast tokens from doing that. So what we'll do is we'll finish this real quick. Actually, we won't. We're just going to go. I'll show you how to get real quick points, so then you can kind of take advantage of that system to get yourself the ability to buy blue weapons that you can melt down right away. So you're going to go to Golden Rye, and then come right to this waypoint right here. Luckily, you don't have to be high level at all to be able to do this. You're just going to come through here, and you got Wasp. Take you a couple shots, knock them down. So just, you can usually auto shoot them, right? That's it. Scarabs and Wasp. And they're going to go really quick, and it's going to chew that contract up really fast. Give you a lot of points. It gives the guild a lot of XP. So they grow. It's going to give you a lot of rep, and that rep in turn is going to turn into tokens for you that you can shop at the guild store with. But look how fast we're able to just blow through these things. Each one of those is like a couple points that pops into the guild. It is really exciting though, so do be careful. You could get over enthusiastic. So just Wildkins. So watch, I'll show you the contract here in just a second. So quick, takes no work. And there's a lot of ways to do this with a lot of the contracts. So just finding easy, quick stuff that you're able to just knock down and dominate contracts for points, right? This has a possibility of giving us like 240 something points, right? We're at 66, and look where we're at now. What is our name again? We're at the bottom of the list. We're just now coming in. I hope they haven't like nerfed these things. I don't think they have. And then you just think about something else, or you realize that you're in a a Korean MMO and you're gonna grind. You're gonna grind. I'm always curious what everybody's favorite MMO is out there. It is the grind life. I mean, this one's got all of it. Cooking, fishing, shooting scarabs in the face. See how fast we can move up that line. Make our guild happy. They just invited us. Come in and move up the ranks on rep grind. I think scarabs are giving the most though. But can we take over from 66%? Can we move all the way to the top of the grind and get the highest rank? Also, you're going to get a lot of white junk in here, right? You're going to get like a lot of boots, a lot of gloves, helms, stuff like that. And then it's like, why would you need that stuff? Well, your lithograph. I know people that have been playing it that are really high ranked. You know, they're up there with me, 38 plus on gear score or power, and they still have so much of their book open because they haven't figured out where to go get all the white pieces. I'm like, hey, go here, kill scarabs, and that's gonna get you greens, and then you can turn those greens into blues if you get enough of them. Look, there's somebody else on the same grind. So just try to emulate a bot. And the next thing we're going to do is go get a little bit better gear for setting our blue up. And I'm going to show you where to go start getting blue gear ASAP. Right? Because you're going to want some gear that's going to give us... we're not really worried too much about evasion, etc. I'm going to probably stick to melee evasion, maybe some, or I might actually just go everything completely endurance just because we're only going to be worrying about PvE. That's where we're going to live, is PvE. PvE grinds. So we don't have to constrain ourselves to making sure we have enough, defensive skills or defensive talents put in there. We can actually just go right to all damage, everything we get. Critical strike, critical damage, double damage off of heavies, and that's it. We don't even have to worry about capping hit out like crazy. We can keep our hit pretty low just because we only need to be able to hit the bosses. We need to be able to hit stuff that, we're attacking, which is pretty low requirement. And if we can maintain always being top DPS in an open world peace event boss, we should always get a piece of gear. Or at least I'd say 60% of the time or more, which is huge. Because if you can do that, then you hop on, you make sure that you knock out 5 bosses in your grind time, then that's going to guarantee you that you're going to have a piece to sell for each one of those. Now you get over to some of the more difficult bosses, like June Boat, those guys selling those legs. On this server, the legs aren't so bad, right? So you sell the legs here or buy the legs here for 3K. But you go over to like one of the early access and they're like 30K there. So those I might hold on to and sell after post a transfer. But transferring and everything should be completely free to us. That's what we're doing. Everything we have so far is completely free. all been bought with sales. We're going to go from free to play to being paid to play. Well, in Lucent. Not really. No way to convert that, unfortunately. All right, let's see where we've gone in our grind now. We moved up to 67, another percent. That means we moved up to 1.67. We're getting there. It's incredibly boring, but it works. And let's see what we can turn into our book now, for example, right? So now we can go into our lithograph, and oh, check it out. We've got almost a full set there. We've got a piece there. We got a piece there. This is going to give us stuff to be able to build and also build out for traits, right? Because we're going to want some of these things to melt for traits. Can't do that with the whites. They're pointless. Okay, this has a possibility of closing out. I mean, that's at least like 12 pages there for a reward. All with the painful requirement of just right-clicking. This is usually definitely a podcast activity. But I want to get it closed out because it'll be our first, near our first box already. Because with our gear score, it's going to be hard for us to get involved in too many things, especially if they're not in peaceful activities. Because a lot of people want to jump right into it, right? All right, check it out. I'm going to go over there. It's an event that I can jump right into, right? We come in here, we look at our map, and we're like, oh, what's going on right now? Well, it's all gone now. But now we come down here, and we're like, oh, check it out. I'm going to jump into this one. It's a Dominion event, right? And you're going to go into that Dominion event, and it's going to be horrible for you. You're just going to get killed left and right. I know that I go to Dominion events so that my guildmates can actually do the event, and I can just murder people. That's all I want to do the whole time I'm there. There we go, some gloves. Look at it, it drops so much stuff. Oh, but it is a grind. So this will definitely be one of those things we fast forward. We turn into a video on how to get through this. I think I'll do a little series just like how to get the most out of each activity. Because this is boring. There, I had to cast a spell. It was driving me nuts. And it's just each wildkin thing you kill. Just another point. But we're almost to doing a trait here in just a minute. I think, yeah. I want to start with traits. And what we want to do is everybody that I play with that is geared up in the guild, I tell them to avoid, just don't even worry about putting on epic level gear. Don't put it on until it's traded, right? Because you're just not going to get the quality out of it. You're not going to get the benefits out of that piece of gear. And it's going to be so expensive. And so what happens is a lot of people, they'll just throw away their blues, they throw away the greens, they melt it into it even though they haven't leveled it. They haven't put any traits on there, so there's no blessing on the gear to transfer. There's none of that good stuff. And that's all the things that you want in that gear. So if you're going that route, you're almost having to buy lucent because now you've only got a certain piece of gear. You're kind of screwed. You don't have traits on them. You want to go out in PvP and get in a fight with somebody. And let's say, for example, it's melee that you get, hung up with and you're fighting. Well, unless you've got some melee evasion or a lot of endurance or some way to do blocking, which are going to come in your traits, they're just going to mow right through you. Melee is probably the most dangerous thing in this game, especially if you're a caster or somebody who hangs back. But when I get on the other character or the other account, we go and play around, I'm going to take us all through that. What does it look like? What does gearing around that look like? What are the best pieces of gear to get? So I think if this is like a free-to-play game that has a shortcut in it where you can actually buy stuff, you want to jump ahead of the group. I wouldn't consider it pay to win. I know that's kind of ridiculous because you can pay, and with that you can buy things off the auction house, but it's so ridiculous. I mean, if you're well, then yeah, I guess you can pay to win it up. And we do have people that are out there, streamers, etc., that have gone big mode on it, but of course they can. But they're still stuck with gates and skills and all that stuff, so I just don't see it as being that much of a pay to win. You can drop like $500 and it makes a noticeable power difference, which just really doesn't. Hey, got some mistwood. Not a big deal, but I'm gonna celebrate. So let's take a look at our lithograph, right? And we got one more. Got a shield going to that one. It's all right. 68, so gone up 2%, and I'm assuming that's us. Yep, right on it. Moving up the ranks. Ugh. Now let's just fast forward to real life. Here we go. Ah, you can't. So what's anybody that's there watching, I don't know, I can't see it, but I know we've got Storm there. What is your favorite type of class to play? Like, do you like playing range, like playing DPS, you like to heal? I can't heal, I'm terrible at it. I always feel like DPS. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm like too narcissistic to heal, I guess. I don't know how you would consider that. I don't know if that's really a narcissistic trait, but it just bores me. I did play a disc priest, and wow, that was fun. But that's kind of like shielding and it's causing a lot of chaos. I like that. Still didn't like it as much as Shadow Priest though. Yeah, none of it could be a fun rotation for me. That's one thing that I've been really sad about in this game, is there really hasn't been, and I played wand daggers for a bit, but there's really not like a curse slash caster class, which is sad. This is the stuff I like to play the most, like warlocks or shadow priests or dark magic stuff, dots. Don't hit me, bro. But even with just the few dots they have in this game, it's hard to balance that. This has got to be so exciting. I guess you'll get an idea of the real amount of time it takes just to... I've done the grind for this for the guild, the other guild, several times all by myself. But that's a fun time. Doing this for like 2.5 hours non-stop. We're not doing that today. One thing I do like about bow and longstaff is the grind is easier, but range makes it way better. I think I'm at like the mental level that I can't do this anymore. Normally I could do it pretty easily because I put a podcast on or something, but I just feel like this has got to be riveting to watch. Me talk while I shoot scarabs back to back to back to back. So we're going to go grind for some blue gear. And we're going to start grinding for our traits. Let me kill this field real quick. What? Come on. I did all that just to AoE and hit nothing else. Okay, I just wanted to get ourselves on the board for this. Let's go ahead and head out of here. They're going to spawn up faster than I can leave, and my OCD is going to kill me because I'm going to look at it and be like, oh, there's still a scarab, so I can still kill a few more. But let's see how far we got in that. Do we get enough to get a couple extra points? 69%. Yeah, we moved up to 6th place out of all that, right? So a couple more, we can get ourselves up there pretty high, but we're going to go kill things that are going to qualify for that as well right now. We got some teardrops. Level up our stuff. Why did I even do that? We're moving weapons. Dang it. Oh, well. So, we've got some points here. As you can see up here at the top, we've got a couple to be able to burn up. And what we're going to do is we're going to go somewhere that is great for grinding. And especially you just hit 50, and let's say you're like me. You're in this same scenario. You're 50. You want to go run the dungeon, but you kind of flew through to get to 50. You haven't got to do a lot of other things, get a lot of other stuff. Then you're going to come here to the Ant Nest. Ant Nest is going to have a couple events on it already. We don't want to come here at night, FYI. It's going to be a bad time to come here at night. But this place is going to burn these tokens up here. And you might be thinking, well, don't we want to go to a higher level place? Sure. But for right now, this is a great place to get a ton of get started here. All right, look at that. Look at all that stuff that just dropped off that ant. So we got armor suede trousers. We got a couple things, not amazing, but what we're looking for is traits. Look at that. Look at all that gear that comes off of these guys. Look at there. All the stuff that we need to be able to level stuff up. And it's pretty easy place to grind. The ants aren't incredibly strong, so you can get through them pretty easily. go. Some more stuff. Getting a lot of gems. But we're after one thing definitely in particular, and that is a hat. Right now, we've got this guy on, which is pretty good. It's got hit chance and it's got max health. Range endurance is the trait that's on it. Pretty good. But this is going more of a DPS mindset, right? We only need about 400 to 500 hit to be able to attack things in the game, in dungeons and also in world. PvP hit needs to be higher than if they have evasion or they have, you know, well, evasion specifically, then they're able to, you know, you can miss them. You won't be able to hit them, so you want higher hit to be able to hit them. But in this scenario, we don't really worry about that because we're worried about one thing, and that is how much DPS can we pump out in 35 seconds to a minute on a boss. So we're going to find ourselves a new helmet that is going to give us a little bit more of that. Plus, we're going to be able to multi-farm that helmet, which will give us the opportunity to... Well, stop running. Oh, somebody's piling them all up. Ruin it for them. It's still two of theirs. And not only will we be able to grind the helmet here, we'll be able to get all the traits too. And now that we got a couple of points already into our wildkins, these guys are actually wildkins as well. Oh, low-level Iceland sucks. There's a honeypot ant. We're gonna need one of those to finish the quest off. Yeah. So this guy, we want to kill stuff around, but for some reason, everything is being drugged way over here. Dang it. I'm trying to block at the same time. Let me cast it. Guy stole all of them, but oh well. Come over here, worker ant. If you're worried about the honey pot ant or you can't figure that out, you just have to kill ants around it. And then it'll come out. There he is. Let's go try to find somewhere where there's not so many ants. Or ants. People. The other type of ant. Come on, give us some drops. Don't go dying. Yes, the human kind of ant. I got too cocky. I got too cocky. Ants are killing me. I die of ants.
Find what you see through the grace of godly blessings.
Damn ants. Let's see what we got here so far. So we got some greens. Let's take a look at them here real quick. So this one's got health regen on it. These are max health, max mana. Kind of junk. The max mana will help us out in the long run. Attack speed and dex. This thing will work out pretty well. We'll probably get rid of that 50 health, but we don't have anything really to pump in there. What you'll do is you come to your equipment enchanting. Let's see, we've got Shoes of the Resistance. And we want to go to traits, right? And we can unlock a few, but we got to get the same boot, which is the trick. That's what we're trying to do here with a couple pieces of gear. But if we take a look at this, we can also see at the same time, we're moving up the list. Pretty good. Now we're at 4% on them. And we get more stuff out of it, but we have to limit ourselves a little bit because we're burning up our resource to get those drops. Damn aggressive ants. Yes, I too have had a personal battle of ants that is still ongoing. But I think so many people jump right into, let's get to the dungeon, let's start getting epic gear. Oh, see, I'll take that kind of kill right there. How do we do more of those? Yeah, you just got a good crit. But you really should start out doing stuff like this. How do you get blue gears traded? Even green gear. There we go. That's what we're looking for. This is what we were hunting for. And you'll see this in a lot of... you'll see this in a huge amount of builds across like Questlog, GG, etc. Is the elusive Hexweaver hat, right? And it's got dex, it's got hit chance on it built into it. Dex is what we're really after. We want to max out as far as we can into dexterity, just absolutely as much as we possibly can. Because what we're going to want to do to get the most out of our build is we're going to want to... Oh, dang it. We're going to want to be able to get our heavy hits with crits as much as possible. So now we're not going to stop just there. We're going to find a few more of the hats. Because while we're here, and we know the hat drops pretty easily from this group, now we can get multiples of them. And that means we can trait our gear right out of the gates. But we're also getting guild points, which means we can buy weapons crate. Once we can buy the weapons crate, that means that we can start buying the same weapon over and over again and trait that one as well. Get the traits off of it. Okay, I should not go crazy this time and pull everything and get myself killed again. But we'll see if I manage to do it. Oh my goodness. Oh, come on. What am I doing? Dang it. Give me Hexweave hat. Better watch out, the bunny rabbit's coming through. Oh, I really need to put my AoE traits on. Or skills. Hey, XP for pants. So now, oh, we got the pants as well. Maybe. Could have swore I just saw them. Am I crazy? Don't answer that. Could have swore I just saw Hex on that. Yes, I know. There's... Whoa. No, it's been a lucent on that. The very little that we had. Okay, let's see. There they are. Dexterity 2 and melee evasion. So now we got some dexterity in there. Melee evasion is better than the health regen. The dexterity is better than the high hit chance and max health. So we'll go ahead and pull that in there. Now if we go to our character, we can see we're starting to really stack up our dexterity. We're almost up to movement speed. Then we get to our 120 crits chance, and then it keeps going up. But for our PvE build, this will be perfect. Especially with really slow bows. Our bow and staff. Let me see what we can lithograph. That's what we have on right now. So we don't need it. Like we got a couple better things in here. There we go. Basically the same thing we have on now. And then look, we can start working towards these things now. Start getting rid of the other stuff. Looking for the people? I really want to get a second piece so we can go over the traits. So you can see what I'll be grinding later. Because our hat is relatively, what we're going to be using in the long run is relatively easy to get a hold of as well. And that's the thing, is I think we can make a really, really powerful build pretty cheap. And we'll probably invest in it first before we worry about investing in the main character. Just so we have some guaranteed abilities to get as much loot as possible off of world bosses. The one thing is good is we're definitely coming into our build well. And our guild contract. Let's check that. We're at 71%. I'm at 5th now. How does that not hurt anything? This looks like such a brutal explosion. Don't need more gems. Get me clothing. Clothing, I say. Oh, do we have our drop stuff turned on? We only have the honored guest. That sucks. I mean, this room just says it's got a lot of gear in it to me. Also getting a lot of rare parchment. These ants are more annoying though. Ah. There we go. Let's see where we're at and score so far. Still at 15-12. Still terrible. Or early. I don't know if I'd call it terrible. Probably shouldn't be around with silver ants. It just take too long to kill. And I never noticed better drop out of them. Come on, just one more of either one of them. Just one more. Seriously, ants. You don't have to fight each other anymore. Just give me the pants. Or give me the helmet. Wrong pants. Wrong boots. Wrong whatever. Our crit's gone up, though. Our damage, I don't know if our crit's gone up, but our damage definitely has. Stupid respawns. At least the... I don't want to say it because then it's going to happen. But I was going to say at least the mouse hasn't gotten stuck again since they did this recent update. Which is pretty nice. What? telling you, it's gonna drop right now. Everything but. Never mind. Grinding. They just keep coming back. It's like, feels so real life. Just cleared all these ants out. Came right back. And they're, hey, the invoker shoes. I will not argue those. And then guess what? You turn around and there's another freaking ant. It's gone from game to simulation. Investigate the Queen's tracks. Oh yeah, I probably should be looking for the letter and stuff, but what the heck was happening out there? I know, right? It's not every day you get to just go to the ant cave and go shoe shopping. Wisdom, health regen, mana regen, but I want that crit chance more. But they got evasion on them. So we'll probably use that up here in a minute. We just have to find some more boots. But I really do see most people trying to play this like a WoW. You know, you run the dungeon. It's expected that you'll get the piece. It'll drop after so often, or it drops quite a bit, and it nothing does here. This is just grind. They will drop it, but you got to just keep killing. Will we get lucky? Nope. 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 I just want one more piece. He's like a little mini ant. Wonder why I never noticed that before. Yeah, and of course the one we get double of is the stupid shoes that we don't want. The one thing. It'll come. It'll come. Stop it with the poison or acid. Pick it. I mean, I tell you what, so many shoes. Gotta come down here for the fly kicks. Or the ant kicks. These aren't flies. Getting ready for PvP time. No, I don't want friends. Not for this. We're heading our way out because we haven't accomplished our goal, so we shouldn't leave anyway. So we're heading our way out of frustration. Nah, we'll stick around. Let's see where we're at on the 71.9. God, this move is slow. Come on, there's so many of you guys. Tell me you got some loot. They said, nope. No loot for you. It's crap. But usually this is where I like to run the most. There's the most of them right here. These big packs. Just shoot them. Can we get a pair of pants? Or a Hexweaver hat? I mean, I am being pretty dramatic about it, but we haven't been here that long. We're moving through it pretty well. Switch around, we go back down. I think in these cases I need to find things to talk about other than what we're doing right now. What is the top DPS bid? What? Start doing fun facts moments with I'm doing this. Oh, I just want to get my girl. But sure, whatever. We can all work together. Fine, we'll enjoy teamwork. God dang it. This is a teamwork game or something. But actually, this is way better way to do it. You grab them, and then we'll go like this. But will we get our chance? We can jump if we want to. Oh, it was gonna rain fire. Fine, I'll just shoot you with an arrow in the face. Wanted it to be prettier than that. Delete. Be able to cook a lot of rare insect legs, though. So you've already gone through 3,000 of our points. Yep, we got the boss ant. the giant acidic ant. I'm not the tank. I'm not the tank. Yes, I am the tank. I am the tank. No, he's holding it. Yeah, go get him. Them are some bad ants. It's a bant. It's a scary ant. It's a scant. I wonder if they mess with these drop rates some, because I used to get them a lot faster. Maybe I was just luckier at some of their point. Maybe life's really turned around for me in the negative way. I used to be going so positively. Lantern. We've got ants everywhere. It's ant madness. The old Krantz. Two fat nerds typing I love you to each other on a video game. Aww. I don't even know why I leave general chat on. It's just not healthy. Ooh, got no splash damage on that. Hey, we got the longbow too. Jeez, come on. I'm about to turn into a Krant. Yeah, we got somebody trying to tag. I hate it. Dear game. I just want the helm. Show an example. If I don't have this, how can I show the YouTubes? The ways. The ways. or just how I feel about it. That's all I want to do is talk to people about how I feel about the gear. These guys following us around, just trying to. Oh my God, the shoes again. This is ridiculous. Well, I can definitely show the example with the shoes. Got some close-up accuracy, though. That's not bad. That's what we got right here. I got 3 of those. A bunch of boots. And First Blood longbow, which is actually better than the bow that we have on now. So, you know what that means. Me either. When I change gear in combat, yep. Oh my God, no splash damage off that at all. Uh-oh. Ah, there goes. I did that earlier. Uh-oh. In the same situation again. Oh, it's nighttime. Yep, somebody is killing the peoples. Time to not be there.
Cherishes us.
Thank y'all for the group. Goodbye. Okay, we're gonna go over upgrading low-level stuff. Not low-level stuff, but the starter stuff. Stuff you should be starting out with. So what we want to buy are these things right here, because you can see the gear that comes out of them, right? So in this scenario, we got our daggers in there, the golem chiseling daggers and the golem dismantler crossbows, right? So we're going to use these because they only cost us 280 guild tokens or guild coins that we're going to be getting a bunch of here pretty soon, right? And then we need to max out on our trait conversion stones as well, just so we can hold on to them because we're going to need them here in the future. But you can see just from that, just from going down there just now, let's take a look at equipment enchanting. So let's say that we did want these boots. Say we wanted the wisdom, the health regen, and the mana regen. Well, this one has magic evasion. These have melee endurance. These have mana regen and melee endurance. So let's say that we're going to do the melee endurance ones. We're going to be our focus. Well, it's pretty much this simple now. We can see that we already have melee endurance as 1, so we can enchant that up. Now our melee endurance is there. Now we can unlock the melee evasion if we wanted to have that on there. I mean, it doesn't matter which ones we use because we're not going to use these boots at all. And then this last one here is ready to open. And okay, I was making sure. And this has got mana regen, so we'll go. All right, mana regen. So now we've already started putting these in here, and now we've started trading out these boots.
How are the other guild members?
Yeah. So there they are, getting traded out. So now you've already started opening up the traits, which is pretty nice. Oh, we did get another hat. So we got a melee evasion and a magic evasion, which is perfect, right? I will turn it over. I'm not going to use either one of them, right? But if you were doing PvP, this is where you want to go with it, right? So now we go back into our equipment enchanting. We go into our trait. We're going to have, these are our equipped ones. We've got a melee evasion there. Now we're going to go ahead and upgrade this one to have magic evasion. So now we're starting to open traits up. We can transfer into that. let's say, for example, we have the hat there. I'm going to wear this hat now. And so I'm going to go ahead and pop this hat in here. And for some reason, it's not giving me my other piece to melt into it. I don't know why. It's still in my inventory.
How are the other guild members?
I guess we can't trait that one over there. I don't know. Now, actually, I don't even know where it went. I guess it got squirrely when our bags were full and we were moving stuff around. So now you look at it, you want to go run your dungeons. But you look at it, and 1600 is the combat power, your CP that you have to have for it, right? You're like, I can't do that. Well, let's go ahead and touch up our character here real quick. Now we've got some running done. Our leveling log's got a couple things done in it. That's going to give us some more stuff. What does our battle pass look like? We got a whole bunch of stuff in there that we got done, right? So we claim all that stuff. All the good stuff. And remember, this was cheap. This was not even the full cost of one sell of one item on the auction house. Now I got a bunch of stuff added into there. I guess we shredded the mask into our lithograph. That would make sense. This is the Deadeye's cloak. That's the cloak that I want to replace the Cloak of Accuracy. And so what we'll do is go into our lithograph. We'll only need one more. But we can craft that easier. So I'm actually going to hold on to that first and look at what we got here. So we can move some blessings. This has got debuff duration already on it. Come over here. Let's go to our traits. Debuff duration. And then the other one that we can open up is going to be our weaken resist. So now we can just enchant all of these into this one. And then we have one left over, which is perfect for a lithograph book. And boom. We're that much closer to hit chance and crit chance on our Deadeye's cloak, which is one of the best cloaks you can get for a long time in the game. So that's really cool. And then Glade Stalkers. Here's our Longbow of Resistance. But we're going to actually feed the Longbow of Resistance instead. So we're going to come in here. We're going to go to transfer. We're going to move this one over. And we're going to use this 8 that's in there. Actually, no, we're not. Because that is a lot of money to pump into this bow. I lied. We're doing it. It's not that much. So now we look at where we're at. 1527. We're getting closer. So what are some of the things that we're definitely going to use with our crossbow build? Well, unfortunately, we're not going to use this chest. But we can start out with it. So let's go ahead and get to level up. And we've got a bunch of these things. We'll get a bunch more pretty easily. And we're going to level up our chest. There we go. Move that up to level 5. What are some other things that we'll keep for a little bit? Handguards, we're going to definitely keep this for a little bit. We have 316 of these to upgrade. So we can take it all the way to like 9. And we see getting up there. Let's get us our hit chance. It's pretty good going up. It's not going to move our crit. And then last one. Let's just say max. There we go. Now we look at ourselves. 1579. We're almost there. Dex and evasion. Hit, weaken chance. Not that big of a deal for us. We're not going to level this ring up. And the reason why is because this is part of the Robert set. And I haven't decided if I want to level it up yet. Just because it has no traits. It only has set effects. So it's got a max health to it, but it can have, if I use 2 pieces of it, so I get the neck for it and the ring, I can get critical chance by 68. And then the other one is when attacking enemies with less than 50% health for 3 seconds, critical damage goes up to 140. So I don't know. That could actually be really good in PvE, right? To have just crit continually climbing up. Depending on what I can get out of the traits, though. So we'll see. Is it more worthwhile to get buffs, duration, And then also be able to get bonus damage. I think the base bonus damage is going to be the best way to go. So I'm just not going to spend into that ring right now, because we're going to want to level things up pretty quickly as they kind of come along. So we started getting into our traits. We'll leave the gloves where they're at. I don't like the boots. And if you're ever curious, like, what should I be looking for when I'm looking at what I want to play with, right? So let's just go with blue. And we go into the armor. And we see for helm here, this is most of the stuff that's craftable. Not going to be stuff you can get from bosses, right? Some of them you can get from bosses as well. But let's go down into like some of the blue helms. This is the helm that I'll most likely run with, just because it has hit and critical. But there are some other options in there as well, right? So we want to go with something that has dex on it as well. And then so you can come through here. This one has dexterity 3 and also has crit hit chance. So Divine Justicar's Mask may be one of the best pieces for us. Or if we go with Perception with crit hit chance and weaken chance, this may be an even better option for us, because we will want Perception in the long run. Wisdom, Strength, Wisdom, Perception, even better one, right? But these things are not cheap and hard to come by. Phantom Wolf Mask is another good one with a cooldown reduction. Gives you more chance to cast, but we're going to be going over to the Crossbow Dagger. So I don't know if that would really be a big win for us. Strength could possibly be a big win for us. Being Strength and Dex actually may be better than Strength and Perception. Because if we come over here, our Perception is going to give us hit chance, buff duration, attack range, hit chance, and then CC chance. Maybe not the best. Wisdom is going to give us max mana, debuff, duration, reduced, cooldown speed, which is the only real benefit there for us. Dexterity, we're already at 600. Or not 600, it's 60, right? Even at a score of 1579, we're at 60 dex. And that's going to give us the crit hit chance, bonus damage, movement speed, and crit hit chance of 120. So we're looking really good there, right? But strength may be the next thing that we want to add into this. So we may want to go dex strength, especially with the daggers being there. That's going to give us max health, damage reduction, that's okay. But heavy attack chance is going to be really the big thing for us. So going up to 50 is a possibility, and strength might be really good. But overall, really just as much dex as we could possibly get. Because if we level it up, you'll actually see how the dex stacks in there. So 1579. This is a good chance for me to go run and grab a drink and take a quick break, and I will be right back.
I've prepared what your guild needs to grow stronger. How are the other guild members? prepared what your guild needs to grow stronger. I've prepared what your guild needs to grow stronger. How are the other guild members? I've prepared what your guild needs to grow stronger.
All right, I'm back. Let's check that lithograph one more time, see if there's any more of this junk we can shove in there. We didn't unlock anything in the elusive Hexweaver pants, so we're probably going to get a bunch more of all the same stuff. So I'm just going to melt all these things down. Because that's not a bad ring. For PvP. Get rid of these invoker shoes. That's a good, decent crit on there. We'll go that route for now. The weaken's important too for us, though. We got a new special
How are the other
morph.
guild members?
We could be a pig. Okay. So we're trying to get to 16 real quick so we can start running dungeons. We can literally just pump it to something pretty simple. Or wait for the dart to go away so we can finish this one up. There's a couple things got put in here. And always, I usually will ask about stuff in here. Like this cooldown speed on this helmet, that's good. I'll replace one of those other ones with that for sure. So that's good. And then contracts. We have a guild
How
battle
are the
coming
other
up
guild members?
in 5 hours. What a horrible time. Alright, so we can go finish this one out so we can get some of our tokens pretty quick because it doesn't look like anybody else is finishing it out. But let's check the map. We're not going to focus too much on boss fights, which is good because it looks like they are gone for now. But just because we know that with our level of gear and where we're at, we're just not going to make a dent enough to be able to get a drop. But what we can do is look at Requiem of Light is coming up. And if we look at our guild contract, Requiem of Light is the one that's up for us. So that gives us a good chance of getting some decent tokens or kill coins in our pocket. All this stuff, get out of here. Yeah, we got.
How are the other guild members?
Oh yeah, I already got that one, so we can just delete it. Got some more of this stuff to go burn up on ants or whatever we want to burn it up in. And then more contracts. Some of those are going to be pretty hard to do right now. This stuff, since we don't need it for lithograph or anything, I'm just going to melt. Yep. You can melt it or sell it. I'd say just melt it because you're going to need that stuff in the future. So many buttons to click.
How are the other guild members?
There needs to be a mass dissolve button. Because, it's so annoying. So annoying that I'm just going to sell it.
Welcome to the guild shop.
Because we need the bag space. We're going to stock a bunch of these things up. So since it's still nighttime and we don't want to go die to people murdering everybody in the ant zone, I'm going to come over here and go finish up our contracts. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Night, Stormy. This is usually where I start anytime I have to go get the junk over here with these guys. Like go pick up materials. Because all the stuff over there gets picked up so fast. We can just start hacking away on our way over there. So tonight our goal is just going to be getting to the 1600 mark, and then I'm going to go back and start farming gear and stuff, and I won't take you all through that torture. But I want to show us getting, because I just turned 50, did not do anything else, just literally parked it and left it. So literally quickly, and you could definitely do it faster if you didn't go start some of the other grinds that I did. But just an idea of how to get going. So you can work towards your 1600 to get yourself into the dungeons. And then we'll go over the dungeon fights themselves. Easy ways to do the dungeon fights. They are all easy. Sometimes the only problem with them is, you know, hoping that the people that are around you know what they're doing in the fights. We're already starting to look a little better on our crits. You definitely have some reskilling to do, though. We got a new friend. I hate that with the archer, or with this class. I can't stop moving because I'm so used to doing like the tank stuff. And really with this class, it feels like you should move away from everything, but you should stand still. Because moving actually detracts from your overall damage. So we just have knights and the cursed tombstone. Come on. Run away. Go get the stone over here. Burn up some keys. Even 420. Get away from me, get away from me, stop shooting me. Don't stun me, you're gonna stun me. Let me missed. Should be a tombstone over here, yep. They're so angry. We should be getting ready for Requiem right now, too. So I'll grab this point and then head out to Requiem. No, no. Here we go. Map time. Oh, no. Not for another hour. So that can only mean one thing. More contracts.
We have a variety. These are the kinds of contracts we have here in the Pure Light Tower.
Ooh. Come on. Now we're all fooled up. But you know what we're going to go do instead? It's daytime. So that means back to ants. It's gonna get us skill contracts done. And the possibility for more. Okay, fine. I don't want to move. More damage is getting better. Already. It's a marked improvement. How can you not use the skill in this? What? Come on over here, guys. Blew the pants off of him. See, yeah, I was gonna say we have some. Why is it not there? Should be closing that contract out pretty soon, hopefully. And if you're new in a guild and you're trying to, you know, get people to run with, especially like dungeons and stuff, trying to get to know everybody, one of the best ways is getting contracts done with your name on top. People love that shit. Uh-oh. Lag. Lag monsters. Oh, that sucks. I'm doing that walk forward thing again. That's nice. Let's take a look at our build real quick. Let's go over here where we're safe. I don't like something about our build. And I think that is... I started... No, there's no defense in there. Don't need collision for that. Strafing is fine. I don't want to pump any of these skills just because we're going to drop them to go to the other ones. I'm not going to worry about transfer. That's about all we got for it right now. I mean, unless we wanted to Unless we wanted to, nah, don't do that. Okay, okay, weird game. Oh, hi, ants. And I think a better build for doing this kind of stuff would be going a lot more splash and transfer. If that would have been more successful. Let's do it. Let's just go for a full splash transfer build here real quick. God dang it. Let's go off the edge. Be safe. Okay. We got that built up the way we want it. Splash transfer. Splash transfer. We could slow them down with a bind. No. Yeah, let's just go with that for now. There, that'll give us enough to do a little bit more splash damage. Yeah. God, that move just sucks. Come on, y'all. A little beat up here. And another good build idea might be doing the Entombment, or what is it, the Mire, Icy Mire? And just hit him with Mire right off the bat. Oh, you throw my timing off. Just slow him all the way down. There we go, Hex Sweep Hat. That's enough for us here today. Let's go over here. So we'll finish up over there and close this contract out so we get some points and switch our weapons over. Also, equipment enchanting. Take a look at this. What do we got? Cooldown speed. Yeah, there we go. Now we take cooldown speed off of anything. Doesn't have to be specifically off this hat. that puts us 1584. Hats up, chest is up, ring is up, the keeper stuff. These we're going to get rid of. These we might not get rid of. Well, hold on, let's see. Right now, what we'll do... God, nobody's doing this. We'll knock this out fast. Alright. For the sake of not having to watch me kill 1,001 scarabs, we're just going to go ahead and do an upgrade on something that I'm sure we're going to keep for a while, which is going to be these legs. So we're just going to go ahead, get these guys upgraded. Before we go back and hunt down upgrades for them. And after we get these done, we'll actually start selling upgrades for these as well. And that's going to upgrade the rest of our gear really quickly. There we go. Legs are good. They're ready to transfer into another piece. That gets us to 1620. We can run. All right, everybody. I'm going to go farm scarabs, and I won't put anything into anything until we get to that point. Tomorrow, we'll start doing runs and stuff and start showing how we're going to pump in some stuff. We're going to have to change the chest as well, but that's not a big deal. And then start building all the rest of this up and start picking up the things to be able to get our traits done in these as well. I thought I had it to where you could see the traits on there, but oh well, I'll get that fixed as well. But have a good one. Thanks for joining me, and I'll try to edit this up as well. Take care.